Clothes, footwear, toys and food are going to dig a bigger hole in your pocket. Owing to the Russia-Ukraine crisis, rising energy demands and deepening climate crisis, oil prices around the world are set to rise. And India depends on oil imports to meet up to 85% of its crude oil needs. Even though Russia is not a major supplier of fuel to India, it's the second biggest exporter of oil in the world. And the conflict in Ukraine is stoking fears that there will be global supply shocks which could further inflate prices. The price of crude oil rose to $140 per barrel, the highest in 14 years. And if we look at the consumers, monthly spending on oil products for transport and heating in January and February rose by nearly 35% in advanced economies and by over 55% in emerging and developing economies compared to last year's levels. So how can we reduce our dependence on oil? International Energy Agency recommends 10 ways that can reduce oil dependency by 2.7 million barrels a day in the next 4 months. Reduce speed limits on highways. Around 290,000 barrels per day of oil use can be saved in the short term through a speed limit reduction of just 10 km per hour on motorways for cars. Many countries did so during the 1973 oil crisis too. Work from home up to 3 days a week where possible. 1 day a week saves about 170,000 barrels per day. 3 days saves about 500,000. Car-free Sundays. Banning the use of private cars on Sundays brings a number of additional benefits to public health and well-being, including cleaner air, reduced noise pollution, and improved road safety. Make the use of public transport cheaper and incentivize micromobility, walking, and cycling. These short-term measures can avoid around 330,000 barrels per day of oil use. Alternate private car access to roads in large cities. An odd-even system for cars. An initiative also tried in Delhi can help reduce 210,000 barrels per day. Increase car sharing and adopt practices to reduce fuel use. Carpooling should become the new way to travel. Many smartphone apps exist to arrange ride shares, and this can reduce 470,000 barrels per day of oil. Promote efficient driving for freight trucks and delivery of goods. Trucks are major consumers of diesel, and so improving the efficiency of their operations can be an important contributor to reducing oil use. Using high-speed and night trains instead of planes, where possible, saves about 40,000 barrels per day. Avoid business air travel where alternative options exist. The pandemic has accustomed us to virtual meetings. The IEA recommends virtual meetings where possible. Reinforce the adoption of electric and more efficient vehicles. Usage of electric cars can save about 100,000 barrels per day. As UN Chief Antonio Guterres rightly put, the global addiction to fossil fuels is placing energy security, climate action, and the entire economy at the mercy of geopolitics. So we need to act right and quick.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today NewsMo.